Hey guys, welcome back to Old Path New Walk. Today we're going to talk about teaching your kids to fold laundry. And I've said it time and time before, but teaching your kids just really practical life skills can absolutely be so beneficial no matter what age they are. I remember when I was a kid and I was made to do laundry at a very young age. And by the time I was 8 years old, I was doing my laundry and the family's laundry independently. And all growing up, I thought, how ridiculous is that? Like, were we products of child enslavement? Like, what is this? And the older and wiser I get, I am so grateful for those experiences where I was taught how to do practical life skills. So when I was actually out on my own and having to make choices for myself, I knew how to do certain things. And I didn't have to rely on others or just making monumental mistakes along the way to learn how to do things. So, no matter what kind of skill you're teaching your kids, whether it's a really practical skill like laundry, or how to play with a certain toy, or how to do a fun baking activity or craft project, no matter what it is, I like to apply the principle of activity analysis. And basically, it's just breaking a task down into the smallest form possible so that you can learn all these different intricate pieces of the task so you can get mastery of the task. And for kids, this is really important because when they're just learning something, they can kind of conquer each tiny little challenge so then later they can put it together and complete an activity or a task that otherwise was pretty challenging. So let's break up laundry into 4 different levels. Let's start off with a basic level of understanding. At this level, you're focusing on introducing skills to the kid. So, what kind of motor patterns are you introducing? Are they folding different types of laundry in different planes of movement? Are they holding it out in front of them, close to them, down below, up high? Are they using their body for support? Like when I fold a t-shirt, I'm setting it on my chest, or am I using a table to help facilitate that? Helping them learn those motor patterns with really easy objects first, like a washcloth or even a cloth napkin, where it's just a square or simple shape item that doesn't take a lot of steps to fold. You're introducing different visual perception skills. So think sorting, think color sorting. So, okay, can you help me get all the blue pieces over here and all the pink pieces over here? Or, hey, can you help me sort out mom's stuff goes over there and dad's stuff goes over here, and then baby sister's stuff goes over here? Or even sorting like items like, hey, can you put all the cloth napkins in one stack and all the t shirts in a stack? So practicing what they're seeing and turning that into action. And then you're also introducing executive functioning skills. So, executive functioning is just one big umbrella term for higher level skills like problem solving or planning or sequencing, things like that. So, introducing how are you going to organize this whole laundry folding experience? How are you going to sort the clothes? Are you going to fold certain pieces of clothing first and then move on to something else? What do you start with first? Do you start with the easier things first and then move to hard? Do you fold the towels first or do you go to t shirts? Whatever your system is, you're introducing those systems to them. You can also have a child help you carry stacks of clothes wherever the destination is and help them learn how you sort that laundry too. And there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to folding laundry. So, at a basic level, you're introducing these skills to them and not expecting them to know all of these different pieces, right? You're just introducing and letting them kind of fiddle around with the different easy parts first. Then you move on to the intermediate level of folding laundry. So, this is really helping a child refine the skills of folding laundry. So, letting them really practice different pieces so that they can master those. Start off with the easier ones first, like the cloth napkins or the washcloths or the towels or folding socks or sorting socks, and then gradually move on to the harder pieces. I always find that t-shirts are the hardest thing. I don't know why, but they just are. Also, let your child practice different ways of folding laundry. If you're really particular in ways that you fold t shirts or fold pants, okay, let them really refine that way. But also, something I've learned in the years of working with kids and helping them fold laundry in OT world, sometimes they have a much easier time doing it their way because it makes sense to them. Like if they have trouble using their body for support when they're folding that t-shirt, maybe they prefer to fold it on the table and fold it in half and then fold it in half again, versus I like to do kind of like a tri fold and then fold in half. So it just depends on what the child is more easily able to do, and let them run with that. Let them master that whatever way works for them. In the intermediate stage, you definitely want to be providing loving but productive feedback. This is where they're really figuring out where their strengths are and where their areas of growth are. And if they feel too challenged by a task, they're going to want to terminate it no matter what. But if you can provide loving feedback like, hey, I can tell you're really working hard doing whatever this is or doing it this way, why don't we try it another way? Or, hey, why don't you keep working at that? Or, hey, let me show you a different tip that you can do that could make this a little bit easier. So then moving on to an advanced skill level of folding laundry. This is when you're trying to help the kid become independent with these skills. So they've been introduced, they've had the opportunity to practice their skills under supervision and getting that really productive, loving feedback. Now it's time to let them spread their wings and fly. And so you can either do this under supervision and just kind of let them run with it, or you can walk away and let them run the show. See what kind of systems they're developing, see what ways they're doing things. Are they abandoning systems altogether? Are they choosing to break tasks down differently than maybe they were taught? I feel like when a kid has the opportunity to not have eyes on them, they're more easily able to figure things out and kind of mess around with things, right? Aren't we all like that? When the pressure is off, we kind of become a little more comfortable figuring things out. So, this would be an advanced skill level, just facilitating independence with this and doing it from start to finish, right? Letting them get the laundry out of the dryer or off the line, however you dry laundry, getting it to the place where they're going to fold laundry, wherever that is for you. In our house, it's our living room. Welcome. Letting them fold the laundry, sorting it, putting it in stacks, and then letting them go put it away, whatever system works for them. And then after it's all said and done, you could even ask the kid, hey, how do you think that went? What do you think you did really well at? What are some things you found challenging? And then continue to provide loving feedback so that they're still learning. They're still learning under your roof, under your leadership. At an observation only skill level, there are lots of ways you can incorporate kids into folding laundry. So, talk about the things that you're folding, like, hey, I bought these really cute antique cloth napkins for like $6 at a thrift store. Aren't they cute? And talk about the colors and the shapes and what you use it for. Or, put dad's underwear on your head and dance around and make them laugh a little bit. You could let the kid play with different types of laundry pieces. So, our baby girl, who isn't a baby anymore, that's so wild, loves to pull laundry off of the couch after it's already been folded, of course, making more work for me, but that's okay. She's real cute doing it. So I will give her pieces of laundry that she can play with. So I'll give her a pair of socks that she can try to pull apart and put together, or just fly around the room until she gets another pair. Or I'll let her run around with dad's underwear on her head and make her feel really special. You could sort laundry out loud so the kid is getting exposed to what different shapes and styles and colors are. Like, hey, these are dad's undies. These are mom's undies. Oh, this is your outfit, girly. Do you see the strawberry stain you got on this a few days ago? And then one of my favorite things to do is just sing songs or tell stories while you're doing laundry. I feel like that to me is really getting back to the grassroots of who we are as people when people were using these kinds of chores as like community fellowship opportunities. And so getting your kids alongside of you and singing songs or telling stories and making it more of an experience while you're doing the chore, I feel like can go a long way. So there are a ton of ways to let your kids help with laundry. If you have no idea where to start, and this just feels so daunting and stressful, one thing that I always try to remember is pick an area that is a strength of the child's or an area of growth for the child, and just start there. So, like for one of our kids, one area of growth is the act of visual perception figure ground, which is just finding an object or an item among a busy visual scene. So when I have a pile of laundry sitting on the couch, I'll say, hey, can you help me find the socks? And I let this kid go through and find all the socks. That's a skill that this kid is practicing because it's an area of growth. Or transversely, if I know a kid is really good at something and we've kind of had a hard day and they kind of need a pick me up, or we kind of all need a reset, I'll say, hey, could you help me find all the washcloths and just put them in that stack? That would be so helpful. And then offering praise each time this kid is able to do that. That can really help fill a kid's cup and reinforce, like, hey, laundry doesn't have to be so bad. And if we have to do it anyway, we might as well make it a good experience. So these are just some ideas that you can let your kids do with folding laundry. I feel like there are a million things out there, and I'm sure you can come up with things on your own. Don't forget, teaching your kids any kind of skill is not easy, but it sure is worth it, and you're doing wonderful. So a little call to action. Let your kid help with one task during laundry this week and see how they do. For more ideas on letting your kids help around the house, hit the like button or hit subscribe so that you can be updated on whenever I put out new content. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I have a ton of laundry to get done, so I should probably get to it before the kids wake up. And see you next time on Old Path, New Walk.